Morning everyone. I'm here in Salem with Mr. Neil Shad. Neil, this is Salem, right?
Beverly, to be exact.
Beverly Hills.
Yes, Beverly
in
Hills.
Salem. This is Neil's backyard where he has some forages around here. King grass and so forth, and he's cutting some grass to cut up now in his plant. As you know, Neil is our group leader for the Small Ruminants Association of Jamaica. He's the leader for St.Andrew area. If there are any queries or any questions, you can talk to Neil because he runs this parish for the Small Ruminants Association of Jamaica. And as usual, this is the president of the Small Ruminants Association of Jamaica, TrevorBernard. We come to visit Neil's farm because we're going to have a look at some things here. We're going to look at trough cutter and what you should look for when you're getting a trough cutter. I'm going to look at Neil has a nice solar system that he used to power and put light in his operation, and we're going to look at some general maintenance stuff and some of his animals. Some things that we wanted to show you. This is a typical trough cutter. In the trough cutter, this is actually an electric trough cutter. One of the things that you should look at for a trough cutter is the gears, the blade. Typically, it has a knife edge like this. This is the cutting knife edge. This one has 4 sets of knife blades. And what happens, this spins. And when it spins, it chops the grass and it cuts it. And the end result is this. Now what you will notice is that the fiber content of this grass is between, say, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, 4 inch, different length. Now one of the things is that the ruminants require that the length of the fiber should be like maybe 1 inch to 2 inch to 3 inch. You need a certain fiber length when you're feeding the animals. Neil is now going to demonstrate this machine for us and show us how it is used. One of the reasons for cutting up the forages like this is that you can cut it up, you can cut up bush, you know, wild tambourine, you know, plants, any plant, you can cut it up. But when you feed the animal with this, it's much better. They don't waste it as much. Neil, anything, any comment?
Yeah, that's definitely true, because before I started using a chaff cutter, I used to just tie up the grass and, you know, spend 2 hours in the bush cutting grass, come and tie it up, and in less than 20 minutes it goes dry it out, it's on the ground. They're not going to eat it after that.
Wastage. And goats, once it drop on the ground, the goats don't want to eat it again. This, they just eat the grass, swallow it, and, you know, do their thing with it. So that is why the trough cutter is so important for intensive farm operation, which Neil is an intense farm operation. So we're going to demonstrate how this machine works and the end results. As you see, this is the end results. You can look at this. Very easy. You can just put this in a trough, you know, and just feed the animals. And they can't waste this so easily because they have to just take what they need. Give a demonstration now. We're going to give a demonstration.
So in no time, you know, the grass is finished, basically. And
alright, okay.
You know, as Mr. Bernard was showing you, the cuts, you have different sizes, you know, starting from 1 inch, and that's pretty good.
Alright, and in this situation, this is an electric trough cutter right here now. They come in diesel engines, gas engines, and different types. I wanted to point out to you, if you notice that this cut, it is not wet, it cuts it. Now, there's a difference with some machines. Some machines are shredders. It actually doesn't have a knife inside there, and what it does, it shreds the material and tears it up. And what happened is that the grass becomes wet, and it's very juicy and wet, and very, you know, like cake, like almost like flour.
Yeah, and the goats don't really like that.
And the goats don't like it. It also becomes sour very easily.
Yes.
And when this grass becomes sour, the goats, you can't store it. They will eat it immediately. But if you leave it for a day, they will not eat it. When the grass is like this, you can store it in 2-3 days.
Yes.
And they will eat it just the same. This will even get dry, and they will even continue to eat it, because remember, it won't get sour. That's the main thing. And the nutritional value is still there, because you know that most of this grass is water anyway. Alright, we are going to now have a look at the animals. We're going to feed some of this to the goats, and you will see how they eat it and understand why it is so important to trough cut the grass.
I'll have trough cutters for sale soon, different types also.
If you look, he has been setting up his farm. As you can see, he has a pen, slotted floor pens on this side, well roofed. He has slotted floor right in a circle. This is at the back of his yard that he's rearing these animals. Very, very nice pen. And so we're going to go inside now and have a look at how we feed this grass to the animals. So the grass is thrown into the trough, freshly cut like this, and the animals eat it. And you can see what is happening there. They go through it. They can't take this grass up now and waste it and throw it on the ground. It will not waste like this. That is how they eat it now. And they'll eat until they're full. First thing they do is they usually search in the grass, because they like to pick out things like the bush and the wisps and so forth. Because goats in fact actually prefer tree material, wisps and things like that to eat. They usually eat the grass last. Sheep now love grass. Sheep will eat a lot of grass. They eat the bush so, but goats are more bush than anything else.
Yeah, they love the shrubs.
Yes, they love shrubs. Yes, definitely. So this is a typical example of how we feed in a simple trough like this. If you look at how Neil built his trough, it's a long trough right on the side. He doesn't even have to go inside the goat pen. He stays on the outside, throws the feed in the trough, and the goats come here and eat it just like what you're seeing here now. We can take a look inside one of the pens and you will see, you know, the end results. This is a typical example from inside. He's here. The goats put their head inside there, eat the grass. Another thing too, when they do it like this, urine nor feces nor nothing like that will go in the trough. He put some board here, which stops them from trying to go through the pen, go through into the trough.
Yeah, and stop them from fighting with each other as well.
Fighting also, yes.
In case they have
this, stop them from fighting. So they push their head in there, eat, and then take out their head. So this is a typical example. And then he has his water here. He feeds his pen with water. And he has his mineral, which we have been focusing on recently. I think what you use here, Neil?
That's the 4-inch PVC cap. So I just buy that and screw it in through the free choice minerals in it.
Right.
And you're good.
So he used the cap, the 4-inch cap, and he uses a self-tapping screw and screw it to the 2 corners. And he puts the mineral. Now, this is what the mineral looks like. You remember some videos ago, you saw one farmer who actually mixes his mineral with molasses. But most people do it like this. Just another way and another idea. Put the molasses here, put the free choice mineral here, because you remember they need, you know, like salt and iodine and potassium and all the different minerals, selenium, and you know they need a lot of different. Sometimes what happens is that some of these minerals are not in the forages, because these minerals come in through the earth, and sometimes even the land don't have those minerals, so you have to supplement them with the minerals to make sure this happens. Another thing that is important, so we're doing some technology things today, people. Look, Neil has cameras in his pen. Here he has a camera fitted in each one of his pens, and he has light. He has LED lights inside his pen, and he has a circuit breaker right here in his pen with electricity. So if he's going to do shearing or maybe dehorning or anything, he has electricity right here in his pen. He has the switches. And we have a treat for you today. Neil has a solar system on his pen. He's independent. He does not depend on the grid. He does not depend on JPS for power. So he has a solar system on his pen. He has solar panels on the top. He has inverter and he has battery. So the lighting in all of his pen is all sustainable. So we use the sun to grow the grass, Neil.
Definitely. Energy.
Energy. So we have it producing electricity and we have the sun feeding the animals, doing everything. Boy, God is great to create all of this for us. So we're going to now have a look at his solar system just briefly. So Neil, where you have your solar equipment?
All right, this way, let me show you.
Okay, we're going to take a look at this. Farmers, I'd also like you to know that I'm very experienced with solar and I also supply solar systems island-wide.
Alright guys, so right here these are my solar panels. Solar panels that provide electricity for my house as well as for my goat pen. Definitely. I mean, we get the sunshine here in Jamaica, so why not make use of it?
So what happens in this system is that the solar panels produce energy. They usually produce energy. That energy is taken, passed through an inverter, and it is now charges these batteries. These batteries store energy so that you can use it for nighttime use. So the sky is the limit with a solar system. You will have power 24 hours a day. Look at the beautiful surroundings. He has the sun of all these fruit trees. What he does also here is that he cuts these fruit trees and other trees, other forages that are here in the countryside. He has the entire mountain circulating him right here, and he has land that side. So this is a sustainable farm that he can get all his feed from these properties. And he also has, he does a little planting. You can see he has planting and a lot of fruit trees around. Oh, you were telling me you had a mulberry tree.
Yes, I have mulberry trees.
Yeah, he told me the last time he had a mulberry tree, and when it finished growing, the fruits are so nice that his wife said he can't cut the tree.
That's it, and my children.
And the children?
Yeah, they said it's a no-no.
No, you can't. And the mulberry, I just want to remind you, when you plant the mulberry, you have to plant many mulberry trees because the fruit on it is very delicious.
These Nubians, so what I did, just use the board and shape out the space for their head to go in, so that way they don't waste the feed that way.
Alright, so he made a round hole right here between each one.
Yeah.
Because they were he found that the feeding is better doing it this way.
Absolutely.
Very nice, yeah. So Neil, we are outside in your exercise area. Yes. We are now in Neil's exercise area with the goats. You can see how they are shiny. I was just talking the other day about the coat, that the coat must be shiny. And you must not be seeing the ribs of the animals. Sometimes you go on some farms and you see all the ribs. These animals are very full and no ribs showing, and the coat is very shiny. This is a good sign of healthy animals, which I was showing the other day. We were talking now about when you start in the farm, you have to start with small numbers. You can't start at 400, 500 goats.
No, because that's a nightmare.
Yes.
Definitely, because you start with such large numbers, especially if you don't know anything about it. Then basically, when it comes kidding season, kids start, you start getting kids, you start losing kids as well, because you don't know what to do.
Yes.
And handling 400 kids, 800 kids. As a matter of fact, even handling 100 kids is challenging. You understand? Especially if you don't have a lot of help.
An experience.
Yes, that's it.
You have to get the experience of how to handle the kidding process and what is happening.
Yeah.
The kidding, the feeding, the health issues, the sanitation, the watering, the minerals. There is a lot to learn. Farmers, when you're just starting out, start small. Most farmers who start very large lose a lot. So if you start big, you're going to lose big. Start small and grow your farm when you know what you're doing and when you have enough experience to do this thing. and it will be very productive, because goat rearing is can be a very profitable thing to go into. Anyway, Neil, it was good to come and visit your farm, and thanks for having us.
You're most welcome, and anytime, you're always welcome.
All right. And Neil is here, you know, all the time. He's doing a good job helping the Small Ruminants Association. He's one of my resource person down here to help us and, you know, get this thing going. And we're working hard at it, because we all have one goal: to see this industry, you know, grow strong. So Neil is here building a new slatted floor. You can take a look at the slatted floor. This is usually how it starts. When we are doing the slatted floor, usually we build the flooring first. You know, he builds it with his half-inch spacing, he nails them down, and he lays all the board here. He's using 1x3.
Rough one.
Rough
1x3.
Rough 1x3. This is what he's using here. So usually you build the floor first, and then you just put the upright after, which is very important. Very nice. All right,